now. This is 8 News Now, Weekend Edition. Live, local, now.
Thank you so much for staying with us here at 6:30. I'm Sasha Loftus. Here's a look at some of today's big stories. 3 years ago, a shocked nation watched as hundreds of people stormed the U.S. Capitol after Donald Trump lost the presidency to Joe Biden. At least 4 people died as a result of the attack. Coming up later in tonight's newscast, we'll take a look back at the impact of January 6th and what President Biden said during his speech in Pennsylvania. New video that the 8 News Now investigators obtained Friday shows a different angle of a man jumping, charging a Las Vegas judge before attacking her. This, of course, comes after the initial video the 8 News Now investigators broke Wednesday that went all around the nation showing that incident. In this new video you see here, the judge's bailiff appears to prepare to handcuff Deobra Redden, which Redden sees. He then jumps over a table and runs toward Judge Mary Kay Holthus's bench. Redden will face that same judge again in court on Monday to finish that initial sentencing hearing. She's ordering his appearance, quote, by any and all means necessary. Well, switching gears now to our other big story of the day. The weather. Mary Jane Belliezza here to talk about the wind, the cold. We were saying we had a nice warm January. We were kind of spoiled. Now winter's here.
Right. I mean, December was a lot warmer than I think what a lot of us anticipated. And I know you hate the cold, and I hate to break it to you, but it's going to get a little bit colder. Let's take a live look right now at some of our current conditions. I mean, we have been seeing partly cloudy to mostly cloudy skies all throughout the afternoon and through this evening as well. 52 degrees right now. Winds have remained quite calm, and that's going to be a much different story later on as those winds continue to start to kick up. By the time we move into the next couple of hours, even through overnight, we're starting to look at chilly overnight lows. And even for tomorrow's highs, we're really going to start seeing those temperatures remain into the upper 40s and low 50s. So this is likely the trend that we're going to see over the next few days, is just seeing those afternoon highs remain below average for this week. Typically, we see a high of about 57 degrees. So that wind advisory already went into effect about 30 minutes ago. This is likely going to pretty much hit all your typical impacts. That does include blowing dust, reduced visibility, and of course strong crosswinds on our interstate. So if you haven't done yet already, please secure any loose lawn furniture that you may have. That wind advisory remains in effect up until tomorrow evening at 10 p.m. I'll break down more details on how strong these winds are and of course the cooler temperatures coming up in just a bit.
We're trying to hold the upper deck. We're trying to hold the upper deck now. We need to hold the doors of the Capitol.
This all happening 3 years ago. A mob storming our nation's capital, convinced that former President Donald Trump won the 2020 election, which he did not. It is still unclear how many people were hurt. We don't even have an accurate count of how many police officers were injured on that day. President Biden, in his first campaign speech of the year, directly criticized former President Trump for his actions on that day. Trump is the leading GOP candidate, and this year we could see a rematch of that 2020 election, even as the former president faces legal and political challenges related to January 6th. CBS's Christian Benavides brings us back to that day and explains more about how it's affecting the 2024 campaign.
For Capitol Police Officer Thomas Lloyd, images of January 6, 2021 still haunt him.
By the end of the day, it was tens of thousands against hundreds of officers.
A sea of rioters stormed the Capitol. Some beat police, calling them traitors. Some chanted, "Hang Mike Pence." In the House chamber, a group of House members were trapped.
They came 10 seconds from getting to us.
A single shot fired by police struck Ashley Babbitt, stopping the surge. Over the course of 3 years, the Justice Department has arrested nearly 1,200 people, securing guilty pleas from more than half. On Saturday, a small gathering outside the Justice Department took place in support of the defendants. This week, President Biden gave a speech meant to remind Americans of Trump's involvement.
It was among the worst derelictions of duty by a president in American history.
We're going to walk down to the Capitol.
With Trump running to return to the White House, he continues to falsely say there was election fraud, a claim echoed by the rioters, promising to pardon them.
Look at what's happened with the J6 hostages. The hostages, that's a horrible thing.
A new CBS News poll shows while only 30% of Republicans approve of the actions of those who forced their way into the Capitol, most say they support pardons. Cristian Benavides, CBS News.
Officials say they are still seeking about 80 defendants who remain fugitives, and today the FBI arrested 3 of those fugitives in Florida on charges related to January 6th. In the 3 years since the insurrection, 2 men with Las Vegas ties have been put behind bars. The man deemed the Spider Nazi, Brandon Dillard, who climbed on the exterior of the U.S. Capitol building and then went inside through a broken window, most recently pleaded guilty. Ronald Ronnie Sandlin, who was living in Las Vegas, began serving a 63-month prison sentence in December of 2022. Nathaniel Nate DeGrave, also of Las Vegas, started his sentence last summer. Last March, the FBI arrested Bradley Nelson, a North Las Vegas truck driver, for allegedly entering the U.S. Capitol on January 6th and then tweeting about it. We have more details and videos posted on our website, 8newsnow.com. Nevada Democratic Senator Catherine Cortez Masto was one of the people in the Capitol building during that attack. This week, she told 8 News Now it still weighs heavy on the American psyche.
It's one thing to be there, for me, an experience, and it was horrific. And it was one of these moments that I still think, even though it was 3 years ago, it's like it was yesterday. I can remember everything about it.
We have a closer look at that interview with Senator Cortez Masto and more on the January 6th insurrection coming up tonight on Politics Now, right here on Channel 8 at 11:30. People pouring into Police Memorial Park today to meet the men and women who serve as law enforcement officers in our community. It's all part of Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. Officers from Metro, North Las Vegas, Henderson, and other departments showed up to help put a face on those who protect and serve.
We're all here. It's a time to come out, say hello to some police officers, say thank you to all that they do. They protect our neighborhoods while we're asleep, while we're at work, while we're at home, and they are constantly working.
There were also opportunities to check out squad cars and a lot of the other tools that police use every day. Turning now to the war in the Middle East, Israeli forces making the claim today that they have completely dismantled terrorist group Hamas's military framework in northern Gaza. CBS's Ian Lee reports tonight.
Secretary of State Antony Blinken arrived in a Middle East in trouble. In Yemen's capital, Houthi rebels remain defiant despite Washington's warning to stop attacking commercial shipping. We will make the sea as we made the land, a graveyard for America and Israel, says this man. Tonight, CBS News is learning the Pentagon is preparing plans to hit back at the Houthis, including strikes against targets in Yemen. Iran-backed proxies are also striking U.S. forces in Iraq and Syria. Attacks that number over 100 since the war in Gaza started. A drone targeted a U.S. base in northern Iraq. This regional turmoil sparked by Hamas's brutal attack 3 months ago. Innocents on both sides now suffer in the aftermath. In Gaza, an Israeli airstrike killed this man's wife and 2 boys, 12-year-old Noor and 9-year-old Yusuf. While in Israel, families of the hostages demand their release. Gal Dalal attended the Nova Music Festival with his brother Guy when Hamas attacked.
What is it like coming back here?
It's a weird feeling.
Gal got away, Guy didn't, taken by Hamas.
Hamas released a hostage video of my brother. You can clearly see him.
Time now stands still with his brother in captivity.
My brother is the whole world for me, and I will see him again, I know it.
6 Americans also remain hostage in Gaza. They will likely be a priority during Secretary Blinken's visit here next week. He's also expected to push Israel to scale back the intensity of the war. Ian Lee, CBS News, Tel Aviv.
Terrifying moments for passengers aboard an Alaskan Airlines flight coming up when a huge hole appears in the side of the plane thousands of feet in the air. We'll have that story next. Plus, the cost of COVID. How much more does treating the serious cases cost compared to before, and why? We'll show those numbers. Mary Jane.
And we are trending below average for this week. We have a look at your temperatures in your 8-day forecast coming up here right after the break. Stay with us.